Minha vida deserto, maldição, asa manai fa YAHOSHUAH anjayana, manantu na yano. Minha vida deserto, maldição, asa manai fa YAHOSHUAH anjayana.
Can you hear me well? Okay. Elia, great my beloved father Yahweh. Elia as well, great my beloved Yahushua. Glory be to both of them forever. And I greet you as well. I'm happy to greet you who are following this program, which is always occurs on Fridays like that from 8 p.m. Today we were a bit late because there was a place that we visited, so we were late. We were a bit late. But anyway, you can. I follow always the programs from here. So I wish you the best, you who are following this program. So Yahushua bless those who wish. Yeah, you were as you were following, you really wish to follow Yahushua and to be always by his side forever. So Yahushua bless you for your love and your wish following this goodness. So what is the thing that Elia will say to you, because it's a moment with Elia. Elia, the great work that he is doing is to get you back to Father Yahweh and Yahushua. That is the first work. That is the number. So today is the number 11. Today is the number 11 for those who follow this emission. So his work is to get people back to beloved Father Yahweh, and the next work is to make this world know according to the revenge for Father Yahweh and Yahushua. So that is we're going to say today, and I'm going to make you think, and you will be like, what is Elia, and what is the things happening here? And this is a question that I'm going to ask to you. So you think about this, you all think about this, and you're going to send me answer, respond for it, whether it's a guest or guest we're following or ZA, whoever. So give me the answer or the response of this question. What was the discussion between Adam and Father Yahweh? What was their discussion? So everyone think about that, and everyone can talk about that and send it to me on WhatsApp for people who know the answer. So send the answer to her. I give you 5 minutes. So give the WhatsApp number on the screen. Give the WhatsApp number of mom on the screen. So what is your number for the radio, who are listening to the radio? Yeah, for the radio. Okay, she said that she's going to look for it because she doesn't. The owner of the number, the phone number, the owner of the phone number doesn't know her number. My wife doesn't know her number, her phone number. +269. It's not like. This is the number from Comoros. Or does it work? Okay, so send it. She doesn't remember her phone number anymore. Okay, wait. Plus 261 32866398. I repeat again. I repeat again. Plus 261 3286 66398. So that is for those who were following on the radio. Let's repeat again. Plus 261. Oh, the number was gone again. Plus 261 3286 66398. So you were following on the radio that I repeated that number. But for the others, okay. Okay, each one you have to give your opinion. I'm going to give you after the answer the conversation between Father Yahweh, because there is a reason why that is being set up, because why Elia is arrived here. What is the meaning of that? So that is we're going to talk about. So each one answer that, because that is for your good to answer that. Okay? Okay, so we're going to read it together. Okay, that's it. It was running out. The 5 minutes was running out. And yeah, so as I hear from here is yeah, the language that I hear is Aramean, Edenian. That was the language that the conversation between Adam and Father Eva and Adam was having conversation. But yeah, it was almost there. It was the language of Jewish which was closest to it. So let me explain it. So we know that this God was getting along with Adam and Eve because they hadn't sinned yet. Adam and Eve hadn't sinned yet, because what happens is God was talking to these couples because they were not sinners, and the language that Father Yahweh used for to speak to humans, we can say that it's a language which has been given to humans that Father Yahweh was using at that time. And you were right by saying that it's the language of the heaven of heavens. Yeah, because there was a special language that Father Yahweh uses to have conversation between him and human. And there is so that means that Adam and Eve was given a language. So the couple get a language so that they can use to be in contact with this God, and it's this couple who was having conversation, who have in contact with that Father Yahweh first. So the first language was the language of Adam and Eve. Yeah, we can say that for now. And you were right by saying the language of Edenian. It's Edenian language. And we can say that that is true, because that is the language which was being used first. The language Adamite. That's it. Adamian. We can say that as well. Adamian. Yeah, each one got their own way of saying it, but the language that Father Yahweh used for speaking to humans is a language of Adam and Eve, because it's the couple who were in contact with Father Yahweh. It's Adam, to be more specific, who was talking to Father Yahweh at that time, and they were sinless at that time, and that is the language that they use first, and their language is unknown. No one knows, but that God was keeping in touch with Adam and Eve. So that is the first language. So what was the language that which was being used later? And I know that those who speak in Hebrew language are so happy, and they were like, it's get back to us. Don't get involved with that, because it is completely different now. It changed to something else. And what I want to tell you now is, I still repeat that you Malagas are so grateful, but it's you who don't like the salvation and the word of salvation, the word of love which has been given to you. But you're like someone who is sick, and when people are sick, they must be killed or injected, and otherwise they cannot be healed. That is it. Yeah, the word of God is so alive, and it is like two-blade sword, and it can separate the life and the spirit and the bones. And that means that it destroys, it cuts you. But if it doesn't cut you, it doesn't heal you. And that is so true. That word is true. And it's in that point, in fact, that I say you are so grateful, you are so happy because of what I'm going to say, and you are so happy as well to see Alia, who doesn't dwell any longer in Madagascar. Yes, that's it. That is it. I must follow the organization which has been organized. Yeah, thank for Father Yahweh YAHOSHUA, because the goal is to go to the heaven of heavens quickly, because no one wants to dwell in this frustrating earth. Yeah, let's continue. When the sin gets in, what Adam and Eve did, we know that Father Eva gets separated to them and the curse entered. And we know also that later there was that mixed language in the Tower of Babel, and people get worse. And at the end, they end up by creating a tower, a skyscraper to reach the top, and then the language get mixed, and they were scattered as accordingly, and so on. It was so sad. We know that the descendants this earlier descendant was with Noah, because people get worse. We know that there was a Noah, the flood gets involved, and so on and so forth, and we know that it always disaster which occurs here, and it was the descendants of Noah, which was who were getting the word. It's in your descendant that they get the words of God, because it's Noah who pleases God, and it was the descendant of Noah, the children of Noah, three men, three boys, Ham and Sam and Japheth. It's the descendant of these three men who will be chosen. It's from their descendants that God will choose. Because everyone was destroyed, so we know that it was the salvation get out from Sem, because it was from the children of Sem that Abraham was found, because Abraham was a children of a descendant of Sem, or Semite. So the choice was pointing out to Sem, but so far no one knows that God, and we know as well that there was that mixed language because of that Tower of Babel, and the countries around the world were in a mess. Yeah, each one there got their own language. That means that the language on earth was a language of sinners, and it's obvious that if you were taking reference from the language of sinners, that is not true. That's why there is that Yahweh, Yahoo, that is from sinners. That is a words from sinners, and if you take words from sinners, you were wrong. That's it. But there is a word which was according to God, and it's that a word language that it is from God. That is the Jewish word, the Jews, or the Hebrew language earlier, the language of Abraham. So that word was kept. Even we can say that it's not really accurate 100%, but that is the language of God. As a proof, when He speaks, when that God speaks, immediately He speaks with humans, and humans understand. So that means that humans can get in touch with that God, and those who knows that He's Hebrew. Yes, these Hebrew people, or these Hebrews are chosen people, but they did something wrong, and they're and don't say that can't God speak with those who He want to speak to. He knows, but so it is just the following of what He did. So and it follows. There is a following with it, and the word of Father Eva, there is a still following of it, and the following is in the children of Abraham, and it was in from Sema, the descendants who still kept the language being used, and the choice gets to them, and it reached Abraham, and that's why Abraham was in contact with that God, and God talked to him, and he was like, and God was like, "You follow me," and those who was in contact with Father Eva was Adam and Eve. and after Noah, and after Abraham. So these are the descendants from humans who knows how to talk with God, and it reaches there until it's not in the descendant of Cain, but when Adam and Eve gave birth, it was in Abel, and reached Noah, and it reached to Sema, and it reached to Abraham. So these are the descendants who were in contact with God at that time. And the question which has been asked, because I want to talk about the name that I want to speak to you. What is the name of the God which brings salvation? And who knows that name at the moment of speaking? Who knows him? Who can be the one who knows him, and who can be the one who can get this name back so that the salvation is back? So that is our end. That will how our words end for today. And if you haven't met the ambassador of Yahushua, Elia, you cannot get out of it. You human cannot get out of it. So let's continue. When Abraham talked with God, and God speak about him, it's Father YAHOSHUA and Yahushua who was with him, and Abraham is smaller in front of them. But according to the story, Abraham really knows God. He really knows about him. And he calls him the Most High, the God of Abraham. And the descendants continues. And from then, Abraham becomes to knows, and it was become a God of Abraham, and it reaches Isaac. And after it gets to Jacob, and it was he was become a God of Jacob, and Jacob give birth, and when he give birth 12 children, and Jacob is Israel, and the 12 children, there was Moshe, late, and Moshe, there was also a Levi descendants, and it was in the Levi that the words of God came out, and they become a priest, and they are priests, and they are closer to God, and when they are closer to God, they bring the words of Father YAHOSHUA, and when they brought the God of Father YAHOSHUA, Father YAHOSHUA mentioned his name in Moshe. So Moshe is the descendant. It's the descendant of Levi who knows him. That means that these descendants, that the goodness of God came out, and it was in that the words of Father YAHOSHUA was known. His name was called according to the words of Moshe. So what? Because Abraham and Moshe becomes to know him. Abraham is Hebrew, and it's obvious that Moshe is Hebrew as well. And Moshe is a children of Israel, so Israel know the name, and it was a language of Israel. It's Israel language which was being used. So the name of God must be looked according to the Israeli language, and you're not going to look for it according to Arabs or Samaritans language or Edis language or what is it again? Paleo-Hebrew. Yeah, there was lots of language, Syriac, Syrian language. These are all language which was being used at that time. But it is straightforward that there was a descendant who was keeping in touch and in contact with Father YAHOSHUA, and God was using language to talk with Adam and Eve, and it's people who get along with him. It's the language that they use, that is available. So if there is an most ancient language on this earth planet, is the Hebrew language. However, they got in trouble when the Israeli people were betrayed. That's why the ancient Hebrew there was no vowels. Let me repeat again, because they really they can speak immediately with their mouth, because they're descendants who were, can have conversation with God, and they're like blah blah blah, and they just know to speak it. That is the word. That is the language. So the Hebrew language at that time, there was no vowel who was being used to talk, but it was just used by their mouth, and it's a living language that they use at that time, and it's them who got that language. As long as they were guided by Father Yahweh, they know the language. And the commands and the laws were set up so that they can get along with Father Yahweh. However, unfortunately, when time passes, they broke the law of Father Yahweh, and from then there was a clash between the highest God, Yahweh, and Israeli people. And at the end, Father Yahweh didn't allow them to keep in touch with him, and after then they don't know anymore the name, and that's why Israeli people say that make it Adonai. Because if they still call that name, they will be hit by God, and they don't know anymore the name. And the humans don't know how to speak the Hebrew language. Humans don't know that anymore. And fortunately, there was an organization, a plan that God had set up in the prophet, because Father Yahweh said to the Israeli prophet, to Moshe, you have set up the words and say that only listen to Israeli prophet, and otherwise don't listen to them. So you see that the prophet which is been said to be listened is an Israeli prophet. Yeah, you can all do all research, but the words of Elia, there is no mistakes. That's why I say to you, the name of Father Yahweh comes from the heaven of heavens. The name of Yahushua, it's from the heaven of heavens. And it's not you sinners who is going to create the name. I have taught you from a long time. Sinners, there is nothing that they can do. They cannot get along with God. And there is no name that from sinners that you can take according to this, according to that, according to this opinion, according to our research. There is no need of research, but the true word must go on. And what is the word? The true words, and that must go on. So the true word was being said by the prophet, because the Israeli was clashing against God. So where to know that words and name? And the prophet respond. The Israeli the prophet said, you must listen to Israeli prophet. That means that when the problem of the name which brings salvation occurs, always listen to Israeli prophet. And that is the only solution. Always listen to Israeli prophet. That's why I say to all humans on this earth, don't follow unless it is an Israeli prophet's word. If you want to be saved, but if you don't want to be, if you don't want to be saved, follow the fake words from a fake prophet. But if you want to be saved, always and only listen to Israeli prophet. And if you want to be saved, it's the real name, the true name that must be with you, that you so that you were saved. That's why Father Yahweh said through the prophet, this name, my name, don't give it to others, and my glory, don't stain it, don't defame it. You can see that on the Holy Scripture, Isaiah chapter 48, verse 11. 48, verse 11. How can I let my name be defamed? I will not yield my glory to the others. If you give glory, it's Father Yahweh, and the one that you give glory must be known, and his name at that time is Yahweh, and it doesn't change until now. That's why, that's how Moshe called him, the great priest who glorify him, and Israeli people who glorify him, Yahweh, and that name cannot be changed till the end. That's how he was called and how he said his name, and that won't change. And those who change that name will be in much trouble. I say that it's not you sinners who will create the name. I must repeat that because there must be a line that must be set up for that. That's it. That means that that name must be kept till the end. And it is forbidden to call another God apart from the God that Abraham called. And what Abraham called is Yahweh. Because it was mentioned in the Hebrew, the Moshe Bible, the Moshe book. And the God of Abraham is Yahweh. You can see that in the book of Moshe, Exodus chapter 15 verse 2 and 3, or Shemot chapter 15 verse 2 and 3. You can read that word in the Hebrew book, and we are entering in that. Was he called Yahweh? How it is really mentioned? If I don't know if you remember that there was a real debate between people about the W. What is the real name of W in Hebrew? Is it U or V? Because if it's U, it becomes Yahuwah, Yahuwah. And I say that this is from sinners, and it's a name from sinners, Yahweh. But the true name that Eliah said and mentioned, the ambassador of Yahushua, Eliah mentioned, is Yahweh. And Yahweh, Eliah called Yahweh from the beginning, and it doesn't change. Yes, because that is from the heaven of heavens. That's how he's called. And when I said Yahweh, why do you change that? And we are in that point. So that is the first. You cannot change that name. That means that it must be in the same till the end. It must be in one line until the end, and no one can change it. And the second one is that God gave a law because of the fact that God won't be in contact with humans anymore. This name won't be known as anymore because Hebrew at that time doesn't get vowels. Yes, it's not lowercase but the vowel. And the abjad, they call the consonant abjad. And they don't get vowels. And they was obliged to change that vowel, and that is a problem. That's why I say to you, the language being used for God, used to discuss with God, is Hebrew, and it was not removed. But when they know God and they sin and they break the law, Father Yahweh get angry, and Father Yahweh made sure that they don't know his name anymore. And they were not get along with God anymore. That's why there was the saying, my people will know my name. And these people, I will say to them, here I am. So there will be a country, a people who will know his name, because we know the story that this name was killed and no one knows that name anymore, and there was no healing for those who got their sin. There was no salvation anymore. No one knows that God Father Yahweh anymore. So that is dangerous. And we can see that in the Isaiah 52 verse, I don't know, 52, let's see that. Isaiah chapter 52, yeah, 52 verse 6. Therefore my people will know my name. Therefore in that day they will know that it is I who foretold it. Yes, it is I. So when people don't know him anymore, he will say to his people, "Here I am," because no one knows his name anymore. No one knows him anymore. That's why the Hebrew alphabet was tiered everywhere. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey, or the YHWH. So, what is in that point? What was the origin of it? But people get fooled. That's why you were sinners. When you were sinners, you don't know it, and it's normal that you were in a mess. But we are not in a mess because we know the origin of it and the financial line of it. And there is no sinners who know that God. And let's continue the word. When the words goes on, there was a word that Isaiah the prophet gives. Isaiah chapter 65 verse 1. I revealed myself to those who did not ask for me. I was found by those who did not seek me. To a nation that did not call on my name, I said, "Here am I, here am I." So it came out from a country that a name was not called in that country. And it's in that country that there is, "Here I am, here I am." That means that Israeli people was abandoned by God, and Israeli people want to know that God anymore. But people who will know Him is my people. So it's in the country that the name was not called in that country, but Israelian he was called the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, and it's a God of Israel. So he was called in Israel. So Israelian will not know him anymore. That what is the meaning of the saying, "My people will know my name." That means that the Israeli people will not know his name anymore. And we can see that until now. The Jews who was supposed to get the name back, they cannot get it back anymore. That is the command of Father Yahweh. You cannot get it out from you because it's not you anymore who knows him. Even you are abandoned by him. And that's why I say to this Hebrew and those who cry to be Hebrew, you know nothing about this name. You were already sinners and God have abandoned you, so this is not for you anymore. You cannot give it anymore, but you just follow. But about this name, oh, it's not from you anymore. That's it. Oh, let's continue. So where these people who knows him will go, because that is not in Israel. So where is it? It's in the other nation, and the other nation which who get the salvation. The goal here is the name that I say to you that you are so happy to see this word. You are so happy to see Eliah. There is no humans who can give that declaration except Eliah. Because you are sinner and you know nothing about it. And that's why Eliah dared to say, because people are free from their sin, they are washed away from their sins when they were preached by Eliah, the ambassador of Yahushua. Because that God, the goal of that God is to free people from the sin, from their sins, because sinners doesn't know him and hasn't seen him. So that's why I say to you, what name will you give? Because you haven't seen him, you haven't known him. But it's only those people, it's only people who doesn't sin who know him. And it's Isaiah chapter 40, Isaiah chapter 42 verse 1 to 4. Here is my servant whom I uphold. So this is the one who will know him, my chosen one in whom I delight. Here is my servant whom I uphold, my chosen one in whom I delight. I will put my spirit on him, and he will bring justice to the nations. And it's in the verse 4. He established justice on earth. He is teaching the island will put their hope. So he will be. You're going to find him in an island because he's going to establish justice on in island. And do you think that it's the Ten Commandments which has been taught in the other nation? Be conscious and think ahead. I have said to you that the Ten Commandments has been destroyed in the period of Isaiah, when Father YAHOSHUA said that I don't need that offering anymore. When the offering is a cat, that means that the Ten Commandments is destroyed. And the official confirmation was made by YAHOSHUA on the cross. That is the official confirmation that Ten Commandments is destroyed. And that is the Feast of Priests in the 7 and 8 September. And those you who listen to me, come at 7th and 8th September. And will you say, will you be there? Yes, I will be there. The Feast of the Priest, I will be there. It's me who is doing that work. That is my work. And the Feast of Priest means that the Gentiles are saved. Yeah, we're going to talk about priest topic tomorrow and on Sunday. What is the meaning of priest? What is the meaning of priest? But we're going to let that drop. But our topic for today is about the name. So the ambassador of Yahushua Elia gives the name, and it is being said to you, here is the name of Father YAHOSHUA, this and that, and so on and so forth. And what happens? Guess what? The name get out and people are washed away from their sins. You see, the original get back, and it get to the ones who were washed away from their sins. And you may say, you are Malagasy, and how can you see the word? Because it is said that the word, listen to the prophet, Israel prophet. But the last prophet, the great last prophet, whose name is YAHOSHUA, has declared in the Revelation. Wow! In 19 verse 10, we're going to read that. Revelation chapter 18 verse 10. Look at this wonderful thing. Revelation chapter 18 verse 10 and the end part. For it is the spirit of prophecy who bears testimony to YAHOSHUA. So that means that if someone preaches YAHOSHUA, it's in him that the spirit of prophecy dwells. Because no one gives the name of YAHOSHUA. No one cannot give that name of YAHOSHUA except it is a command from the heaven of heavens. That's why the name of YAHOSHUA was brought by angels. So that it is available, and that's why it is. It must be from the heaven of heavens. Who must mention it? That it should be available, and it was brought by the prophet. But no one at the long time ago check it. But when YAHOSHUA performed miracles, people say that he is a prophet. At the moment, Elia is not performing miracles, but the highest miracles at the moment is people who follow me never sins, and they never sin. They never do everything, and that is a great miracle. Yeah, people in the people now are not holding on because of miracles. So that is the level of the faith at the moment of Elia is so high because he doesn't perform miracles like in the apostles' era. But the fact that people get stuck in YAHOSHUA, that is, and I am proud for YAHOSHUA because that is from YAHOSHUA, and YAHOSHUA protect him. That is Elia is his younger brother, and he is always beside him, and he never shows miracles. But people are holding on because they never sin, because they have seen the love of Yahushua, and they have seen the goodness and the peace and happiness with Yahushua, and they hold on with being with Yahushua. They didn't look for miracles or healing. They haven't holding on because of anything, but just like that. And the highest the level of the faith of Zeddah at the moment is so higher because they didn't look for miracles. That's why I say to you, children of the Most High, you have to hold on, because what you have received is so high. I am not belittling and despising the people in the apostles' era. They perform lots of miracles, but what I did is nothing. But it's just about love, and it is to show the burning love and the faith of Yahushua. Yeah, and I really did it for the glory of Father YAHWH and Yahushua. That's why I ask my Father YAHWH and Yahushua, if that happens, show your authority and power, because you were the honor of that. You, Father YAHWH and Yahushua, because it is being seen that people who follow the Aliyah don't hold on because of miracles, but for the love of Father YAHWH and Yahushua. Glory for them forever. That's why I say to you, Zeddah in Yahushua, hold on till the end, because you got the trophy. And the trophy that you got is so great, because you are not holding on because of anything, but for the love of Yahushua till the end. And the ambassador of Yahushua fights so hard for you so that you get well to the heaven of heavens. You were so happy. You really got a good mark and good scores before Father YAHWH and Yahushua, in front of Father YAHWH and Yahushua. And that is so great, because you were not holding on with because of miracles. And hold on till the end. And it's not that you were loved by Father YAHWH and Yahushua and you hesitate and you will slow down. As long as he gives, that is good. As long as he doesn't give, that is good. And as it is said, as long as you get shelters and you get a cloth, be satisfied with that and don't be afraid of anything. And that is so true. And that is glory for Father YAHWH and Yahushua. Glory be to them. Glory be to them forever. So let's continue the word. So, how could that be possible? Because when the name was given, people were washed away from their sins. Isn't that the same thing in the Abraham? Abraham didn't sin. Have you seen the Israeli people sin when the words of Father YAHWH was declared to them? But time passes. Yeah, the Malagasy expression was right, that when time passes, they betrayed, and Aaron was not was betrayed, and they create a bull with gold. Yeah, human dares to betray. That's why I teach Zeddah, the children of the Most High, and yes, those who have written their name for the baptism, and those who will come tomorrow and on Sunday. Hold on till the end. I say, this world is in a mess. The name is in debate now, in a topic of debate. And I say to you, the key is in me. I have given it to you. YAHWH, that is his name. And this name, YAHWH, that's why people say Yahuwah, and so on, because at the moment they tears it apart. They say the Hebrew language, the origin of that is Phoenician language and the Aramean language. Yeah, we can say that is a story which passes, and language, Syrian language, because Abraham gets to that Syrian, Palestinian language, and everyone creates what they want. But what surprises me that there is no thing like Nephilim's language, because at that time there was there was lots of Nephilims in Israel, but no one said the Nephilim's language. Yeah, let that job. But the true one was being debated now. If you are looking on the internet, Yahweh or Yahuwah already spread in on the internet, and they were like, this is the original name of their God. That's why I ask, who among you are washed away from your sins, and who can give that name? Because Father Yahweh and Yahushua said, I never listen to sinners. So who among sinners can give the true name? However, you are sinners, so what will you give? And that is it. What is said? How can what has been said in Job? I think let's look at that. Job chapter. Yeah, let's look for it. Okay, for those who knows it, say it so that we are not stuck here. Job. Where is that? Okay. Job chapter 25 verse 4. Okay. Job chapter 25. Okay, let's remember that, because when we try to remember it, when we forgot it, it's a disaster. How then can a mortal human be righteous before God? How can one born of woman be pure? How can one born of woman be pure? Verse 5. If even the moon is not bright, and the stars are not pure in his eyes, how much less a mortal human who is but a mago, a human being who is only a worm. Oh my God, that is so bad. It is said, how then a mortal be righteous before God? It's so complicated. It is so complicated. Okay, let me look for another version. It's the same. How then it is possible for man to be upright before God? Or how may he be clean who is son of woman? Where is that passage? The other passage saying that how can someone impure cleanses someone who is someone? What is that passage? You should know that, evangelist. I have repeated that. I kept repeating that. Yes, that was I think in Job chapter 14 verse 4. Yeah, let's look at the book of Job, all of the book of Job. Yes, that is not a problem for me. Yeah, it's Job chapter 14 verse 4. If only a clean thing might come out of an unclean. Yes, that's what I really want to say. Yeah, this is what I want to say. But it is not possible. So, people who are not clean cannot give someone to be clean. But sinners, they will come, what will they produce is sinners. And that's it. So we can see that how can you sinners will give the name of God, and it becomes Yahu, Yahuwah, Yahweh. I am laughing watching you. You don't know the words of God. That is funny. That's why I say to you, thank that the one who has been sent by Yahweh, the light arriving on this earth, is here. Elia, that is his name. I am telling you, you're so happy that you see him, because when Elia, the ambassador of Yahushua, arrives and preaches, people who follow him are washed away from their sins. And when he teaches, Yahweh is the name. Yahweh is the name. Those who follow him are automatically washed away from their sins. So the people who are behind are washed away from their sins. And people are talking about Yahweh, Yahweh, because it's from Aramean, because it's from Phoenician language, because it's from Assyrian language, because it's from Babylonian language, because it's from Persian language. And they all mention all things that they want, but I say to you, these all things that you said are from sinners, and these countries that you mentioned are sinners, and our sinners will give the true name. Our sinners will give the true name. The answer is there is no sinners who will give the true name. And what happens? The Hebrew language has been destroyed because of the anger of Father Yahweh, and they were scattered from minus 600, minus 400, minus 500 years, and they were mixed with the other nation. And when they are mixed with the other nations, they were in a mess reading this Holy Scripture, because Jews didn't know that anymore, and that's why the scribe, or the wise people who are suffer, that is these are the people suffer. They are reading the book. The book are Sefer. Sefer is the book of Jews, the book of law, and the Torah is the book of the Ten Commandments and the law of Moshe. That is the Torah from Genesis chapter, from Genesis to Deuteronomy. That's why it is Sefer Torah. Sefer means book, and Torah is the law. So the book of law, Sefer Torah, and the writer of Sefer Torah is Sefer. That is Sofer. And there are so many. When they are plural, they are suffering. So there are more than one. So the book is Sofer, and their name is Sefer. The name of the book is Sefer, and their name is Sofer. And in the Moshe's era, they are Sofer, because he's among those who give the words. Those Sofer Moshe, or Sofer Aaron. That's it. So these two men are a Sofer because they give the law. That means they are bringing the words. Abraham as well, he is among the Sofer because he brings the law about the circumcision, and it is emphasized in the book of Moshe. That means that they are all Sofer, and when they are gathered, they are suffering. So let's continue the word. So what I mean to you is, these people, because of the letter language, the scribe stand up, and the scribe and Sofer are the same, and they rise. The scribe or the writer of the law rise. It's Ezra and Nehemiah, and they are Sofer at that time. But in the minus 500 and minus 4, they were in the minus 500 and minus 400. I think it's in minus 550. They were closer. We can say that they were closer. These two were closer. These Sopharim, Nehemiah and Ezra. And because of the messing I don't know if you know the story about Nehemiah who was angry at a woman who was getting married with Astudit because Israeli language changed. I think in Nehemiah, I think it's in Nehemiah. Nehemiah chapter yeah, it's Nehemiah chapter 13 verse 23. Okay. Wait. Oh yeah, that's it. Nehemiah chapter 13 verse 23. These are the people in Israel who married with other nations. They get married with other nations and their language was destroyed. Moreover, in those days I saw men of Judah who had married women from Ashdod, Ammon, and Moab. So they give Ashdod, Ammon, and Moab. Half of their children spoke the language of Ashdod, or the language of the one of the others people, and did not know how to speak the language of Judah. Verse 25, I rebuked them and called cursed down on them. I beat some of the men, and pulled on their hair. I made them take an oath in God's name and said, you were not to give your daughters in marriage to their sons, nor are you to take their daughters in marriage for your sons or for yourselves. Was it not because of marriage like these that Solomon king of Israel sinned? Among the many nations there was no king like him. He was loved by his God, and God made him king over all Israel. But even he was led into sin by foreign women. And Nehemiah was angry. Because of what you did, the language you speak changed. And that was the problem. And the Nehemiah arose, and he get the Hebrew language back, and that's why they did a correction, because no one knows to speak it, and now it changed to Adonai. No one knows to read it anymore. It is from minus 500, and the Jewish the words Hebrew was corrected. It's not the abjad anymore, because that is the consonant. But there was a slight correction, and there was these dots, and that's why the Sefer Torah at the moment there are dots. Yes, and there are also dots which are misplaced, because it was according to those who changed the language, and it was according to the words of sinners. But I'm giving you the words from the ones who never sins, who doesn't sin, and it's the real name Yod Hey Vav Hey. It is the words from the great priest, the way they called it from the great priest and Moshe. It's Yahweh, and no more. But if it is Malagasy, when it is made as Malagasy, it's Yahweh. And in their language, yeah, even I am getting it closer, but it is already okay. And that is not a problem, but that is already okay. That means that Va is how the W that they put it in is called, because the Jewish letter, I must say that the origin of that word is Jewish, and you cannot get out of Jews, and the later Jews get the Masoret back, because Masoret it was in it is later until now that they rise. They were called Sopharim, and these Sophar, they always keep the words and the Vav of Jews. The Vav is an alphabet of Jews, which is a V, and they always keep it that the vav of Jews is V, not U, and it becomes Yahu or Yahuwah? No, that doesn't exist in Jews. The name of God, it doesn't get that. That is from sinners. That's why the modern Hebrew, because it's all been corrected, and because of the judgment, because they don't know the Hebrew language anymore, and when they correct it again, the vav, it becomes woe, woe. That's why the woe occurs. For English, it's woe. For W and wow. That's why American and English say it, wow. It's the letter vav that they are saying, and they're putting it as they know. They know the God, and they say that wow, wow, wow. That is so bad. We know that those who say whoa, 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 it's something else. Yeah, we're going to let that drop, but that's it. So you see, people who call Yahweh are washed away from their sins, and that is a name from the heaven of heavens. It's Father Yahweh who mentioned it, who called it, and it's only Hebrew who knows it. And the ambassador of Yahoshua who get people to never sin are arrived here. And Eliah get the name back. The name of Father Yahweh is Yahweh. That is a words from the one who don't sin, who never sin, from the heaven of heavens, who is the sent, who is the one who is sent by Father Yahweh and Yahushua, the Most High, and who is taking revenge for the heaven of heavens. And I am declaring you for this earth, for this the world, that Eliah is signing that the word, the name who is washing people away from their sins is Yahweh. It's a name. It's the one who was talking with Adam and Eve and Noah and Abraham and Moshe. And at the moment he's bringing back the name because no one knows the name anymore. Eliah is mentioning at the moment Yahweh, Yahweh. And those who want to be saved and want to be washed away from their sins, they call the name Yahweh and Yahushua. And those who get along with them are washed away from their sins. They are the true ones. And those who want to be washed away from their sins, call that name if you want to be saved. Yahweh and Yahushua, because Eliah is getting that back. And those who will want to go to the heaven of heavens and want to be washed away from their sins, and those who want to get to the heaven of heavens, you follow my word. That is it. Yahweh is the God. Yahushua is the God. The Elohim of Israel. Call him now if you want to be saved. You're so happy to see Eliah at the moment. You are so happy. Because that name, when Jews already get back to it, yeah, they really say that. They say V for that. There is no U in it. There is no U. But they mention it as V. But when there is these dots, it changed and it becomes U. That becomes U. It becomes O. When there is these dots. But when there is no dots, it is really sorry, it is V. Yahweh. So the moment is coming, the moment is arriving, and it is upon us, saying that the law is in an island, and this law has been given to an island. The Ten Commandments is destroyed, and when the Ten Commandments is destroyed in the period of Isaiah, there is no Ten Commandments to be observed anymore, and it is confirmation on the cross by Yahushua that it is destroyed. And when Eliah, the ambassador of Yahushua, teach in other nation, he didn't teach the Ten Commandments anymore, but the law of Yahushua. And when the law of Yahushua came out, all people are washed away from their sins, and that is a real salvation. Eliah is arrived. That is it. Bringing people back to Father Eva. That is what he do. That is what he does. Bringing the heart of father to children and the heart of children to father. Now you are back. You are so happy. Hold on, children of Father Eva. You guests as well. Come in. You were already who come. Hold on. And you have been. You who haven't been come. Come quickly. Elia is bringing the truth now, and we can say that I am gathering for the last time. I am. And don't wait for the baptism in the May 26. You will be killed by devils. Now take decision. That's it. The goodness have been returned, and the word of Israeli prophet is accomplished. And now you see the last prophet of Yahushua, Elia. He is a prophet and also the one who is sent by the heaven of heavens to destroy the enemies of the heaven of heavens. Now you are back. You are back to Father Eva in Yahushua. Get back now, you who haven't been entered. The accomplishment of the truth is shown, and it is said also. It is shown also that the island will get his name, and my people will know my name. And it's not from those who practice magical art or sinners or in the countries which go to foolishness, but it comes from the right one. And it's not in the continent, but it's in the island, because the island waits for his law, and his law the name will come out from the island. And it's not from these those who practice magical art or those who practice Kabbalah or using corns, but it's from Elia, the one who bring people to never sin, and he makes people never sin. So be happy. Come tomorrow, everybody. Come tomorrow. Those who happy to hear this word, come tomorrow. Everybody, come. Don't wait to the feast of priests. Immediately come. The happiness doesn't wait for the feast of priests. You should be grateful that you have listened and hear that goodness. Come in. It's so great that Jews have corrected the letter Vav, the Yah, the Hey, the Vav and Hey, and they corrected it. It's a V. That's why it is in the modern Hebrew it's a V, and it doesn't change, and it's according to the origin. And Elia confirms it. It's Elia who can confirm it, but they cannot confirm it. It's from the island who confirms the truth. Don't modify the truth. And this name is from Adam and Eve, and until now at the present time, and the truth is still new. So that is our meeting today, children of the Most High, ZAA. Those who were convinced and those who will run to come in, be happy. And it's a day of happiness for Gentiles. In Comoros country, it's so sad. It's when they hear the name, they are worried and they are scared. When they enter, they are afraid. When they don't enter, they are worried. And that is it. It ends with their life. But the words must be sent to the island, and it's my work to spread the words to the island. But it is so sad. When the words gets to the island, they were like, "What is that? What is that?" And I was like, it's so difficult for me to understand. That is so complicated. And yes, and what could be done? But that is those who were chosen to go to the eternal life. I must find them and That's it. That's why I say to you, children of the Most High, do your work hard, do your work well, because the judgment is in you now, because my work has been gone and you will be judged with your work. You were convinced as well. That's why I say to you who are convinced, you'll be in a great loss if you don't support. You should support, because I am already gone. I am not working anymore. I'm not working anymore, but it's you who make me go. If you don't move, I don't go. And if you do your work, if you move, I go. And those who were convinced with that word, and you don't move, you will be thrown to hell. Elia is gone, and Elia is already gone and ongoing, and you don't work, you go to hell. This word must be spread, and the island waits for his law. And now it's been two islands who gets. There is no more baptism thing anymore, but it is still a fight here. We are already fighting against people here. We are already fighting against people, but yeah, we don't know what to do anymore, and people don't know what to do anymore. They are just angry because it's true, and you can see that. And this must be preached to the end of the earth. Where is the end of the world? Where is the end of the earth? According to Madagascar. And you must get me to the end of the earth, because that is my work. You must, because if you don't get me to the end of the earth, you will be scolded by Father YAHWH. You will be punished by the Elohim of Israel. YAHWH is his name. You should be grateful, and you should be happy that it's you who make Elia go to the end of this earth. It's a real glory for you. Remember that you are washed away from your sin, and you are living with that. It's not a play, it's not a game, it's not just by mouth, but it's your life. It's your life. So be happy, and you have to make effort. I must repeat again, you have to pay attention, because if you don't, let Elia to go on, because it's your work now to take care of Elia and to make sure that Elia go. Because what I do now is something else. I am in this country, and if you don't do the work, Yahushua always finds a solution, but it's you who don't move. That's why I say to you, do it. Because you have done much work, you have done good steps, and it's at the end that you're going to act foolishly. But carry on. Especially you who are overseas. And you were requested to support the work. Now Malagasy have got much. You overseas, you have got much. Those who have been, you who are convinced and you have listened. Now you were asked, oh, will you move? Will you support? Because if you will go to the heaven of heavens, you support the work of Elia. You must support the work of Elia. I'm doing my work already, and it's a comment for me, it's an order for me. Go and make the all countries your disciples, because the law in the Israeli prophet said the island waits for his laws. So I must go to let the island know it. And it is also a light for it's a salvation to the end of the earth. So I am the one who must do it, and no one is trustworthy in front of Father YAHWH. If someone else, that someone is doing business, human. But we're going to let that drop. It must be someone that is trustworthy, and it's Elia, and also those who were holding until the end, they who forsake their life. that I want. That's what I mean with those who hold on well, and that's why I said to you, it's our responsibility. It's your responsibility, Zeda, to make Elia go, because that's how you were needed, and everything must work, and you were among those who must work, and you were commanded. You must do the work to make Elia go, because it is said that the island waits for his law. Ah, so islands, it is plural, and it is all islands which are chosen. So let's read that passage. So where is it? Isaiah. Yeah, I am really distracted. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 42, verse 1 and 4. Yeah, and 4. He will not falter or be discouraged till he is stopped. He will not falter or be discouraged till and he won't abandon till he establish justice on earth. He must establish justice on earth, and it's Father YAHOSHUAH. And Father YAHOSHUAH must be set up whether people like it or not. So that is an order and command for children of God. So that is a real fight. Who will accept Father YAHOSHUAH? Look at Madagascar. They are calling Jesus and Jehovah, and however Jehovah have been removed have been kicked out. And we must be conscious that this is not easy. So you must help Elia. In his teaching, the islands will put their hope. So there will be a teaching that he's going to set up. And now I am doing that. It's the law of YAHOSHUAH that I established. And it is so straightforward here that the islands, so it's a plural, it's more than one islands who who wait for his law. Now I am in Comoros. I don't know how many people will be convinced, but that is for YAHOSHUAH. But what we wish is so many people will be convinced. But that is difficult. That is difficult. We already know this story. I don't know. I don't want to say much because it's not time to say much. But it's a Pacific. That's how we say it. But after it's not Pacific anymore. But oh wow, you will see it. Even I say now, I am teaching in peace now. But however, I see that this story will never be in peace anymore. But YAHOSHUAH bless you. Finish your work quickly, you children of God. The work of YAHOSHUAH is not easy. But if you like YAHOSHUAH, you like me. And if you like me, you like YAHOSHUAH. And if you like YAHOSHUAH, you have to support Elia. And you can do it. You all children of God can do it. You who are convinced, you can do it. You who are ready to get in YAHOSHUAH, you can do it. And come quickly. And if you are ready, do it quickly. I will bring you to the heaven of heavens. Now the name filled up with glory and salvation is already back. Hold on till the end. You see that Yahweh hates sins. And when people are washed away from their sins, Father YAHOSHUAH is back. And when Father YAHOSHUAH is back, the name is back. And the name is sin. And when the name is back, Elia is arrived. That is, voila, Elia is here. Elia is here. He is arrived. So be happy. So let's read the story of Elia. Malachi chapter 4. Yeah, Malachi chapter 4, verse 5. So Malachi chapter 4 verse 5, but in Malachi chapter 3 verse 23. See, I will send the prophet Elijah to you. Yeah, he's a prophet because now the declaration has been come out before the great and dreadful day of the Lord comes. Before Yahavah he come, which is a great day and which is a dreadful day. So it will be disaster. He will return the herds of the father to their children, and the herds of the children to their father, or else I will come and strike the land with total destruction. So he will turn herds the parents, the father to their children and children to father. So it is about reconciliation between the children and father. Yes, there will be a strike. So before the great day of God will come, the prophet is arrived, and when the day of Yahavah is arrived, what happens? Which will be a great disaster. But before the disaster happens, Eliah must go. That means that if you don't listen to the words of Eliah, be prepared, because disaster will strike you. Disaster will happen after that. So if you don't want to see the disaster, listen to Eliah's word. Come and join the God who washed people away from their sins. Yahavah, the beloved Father, and Yahushua is the beloved big brother. So that is it, children. Yahushua bless you all, so that you hold on till the end. And you may say, children, yeah, they are children for me. And you may say, you with your world, I say to you, you were behind me. Do you think that the age of Eliah is like on earth? I am like that, but my age is, I am long before ago. After Yahushua, it was me who was there. And Eliah is not like in your age. And now when Eliah get back to his age, yeah, I am young, man. Yeah, people are surprised with that. I am younger. Eliah is not old as well. Yahushua is not old. Yahushua is 34 years at the time. And it's on earth which becomes older, but we cannot get older. You see, you will see us when you really see, when you really get to us, when we see our real us. And you will say, you will be like, it's you, how you are. Yeah, it's only in Madagascar who can understand it, but in Comoros they are blunt, they are... When we say Yahavah is the God, and they were like, what? And we explain to them. They are like blunt. And that's why I say to you, Malagasy are so happy. Here in Comoros, we are talking with in French language. And if for French, even when you're speaking in French, you must do it word by word, because if you roll quickly, they don't know it. That's why I say to you, happier Malagasy. Because here we don't know Comorian language, and when it is in French, it's too complicated. And you may say, why don't you say in why don't you use Comorian language? Because you are Elia. I am telling you that will happen. But at the moment, I am still here. But when the real is happening, wow. All language, I will know all language, and that will happen automatically. And there is no mumbling or stuttering, but people will be surprised. Yes, that happens. That is the heaven of heavens when it is entering in the real world. Yeah, but at the moment, Yahushua said, make it normal, make it slower, and we are doing it slower. And that is what happens. We're doing little by little, but talking to humans. Oh, it's so sad. And when we are talking to people, they're like, we don't need that. Yeah, that happens here. They're convinced that, but when we finish our word, they say, we don't need that. And I was like, oh, it's only those who are chosen. And there are some who said, come back at next time, and we're going to learn about that because it's so new. Yes, because that is new for them. Humans don't know that except now. Israelis now are surprised with that. Israeli people know that is the truth, but they're just surprised with it. They're dizzy with it. Yeah, that's it. Yahushua bless you all. Let's pray together. Thank you very much, beloved Father Yahweh. Beloved Father Yahweh, thank you very much, because it's in Madagascar that, it's in Malagasy that you have shown your glory. Like you who have talked to Abraham, like you who talked to Moshe. No one knows you anymore, but it's Malagasy who that you let them know you now. And they were washed away from their sins, and they never sin. Bless people, Father Yahweh. So this word will bring goodness and grace for those who listen and hear. And swear the prayer for you who listen to this word, so that people get back to you, beloved Father Yahweh, and they will receive your word, your true word. Beloved Father Yahweh, glory be to you forever. Save people, Yahushua. Let them back and let them get into your goodness. Glory be to you forever. And answer the prayer of Eliah, you, beloved Father Yahweh. Look at your little brother Yahushua. Look at your son, beloved Father Yahweh. Look at your little brother Yahushua. And those people that will bring you to you, Father Yahweh, let them hold you, because it's difficult for them to understand your word. Even taking decision, they're afraid. You will know what is the reason of that. But let the people come out. Let the people come out, Father Yahweh and Yahushua, because time is now open as that. People who will go to you must get out from there, because that is an order from you, beloved Father Yahweh and Yahushua. Glory be to you, beloved Father Yahweh and Yahushua. And in your name, Yahushua, that I make that prayer. Hallelujah. Amen. So, Yahushua bless you all for our next meeting tomorrow. And come on, everybody, come in. You have to come. And don't say, you don't do like you were free and you can come in, but you still stay at home. You don't do that, because you'll be killed by devils. Devils know that you were convinced. But take your decision. So come, everybody. And don't say, I'm going to wait for you at the feast of the priest to come. No, don't do that, because that is not okay. Come immediately. Come for the congregation with Yahushua, with Eliah. Come, everybody. Saturday, come, everybody. On Sunday, don't wait for anything. Come. That's it. So for tomorrow, goodbye. Yahushua bless you.